Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to get started with Weebly. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Weebly.com and you are going to press the sign up button. From there, you're going to need to create an account, and you do need to create an account with an email and password combination that you are going to remember. Make sure that your password's at least 8 characters, then choose that you're not a robot, agree to their terms, and continue. On this next page, we are going to be creating a personal website. So go ahead and try Weebly websites. At this point, we're going to select a theme, and this is something that you can change later, but I do encourage you to find a theme that you like more or less, because when you change it later, some of the formatting sometimes doesn't hold over. So if you find a theme that you really like and pick that, you can choose from the different menus here, but I'm really feeling this yoga theme right now, so I'm going to choose that one. Once you preview the theme and you decide you want it, you press start editing. At this point, it's going to ask you to select your domain name, and that is going to be your website name. Maybe you don't know what this is yet, and that would be fine. You can just click the X, and you can always do this later. But the key here is that we are making it a free website here, so let me show you how you make sure that you get the free website. So a suggestion might be that you just use your name or maybe the name of your project here. So I'm going to just put project name here. I'm not putting a .com, and I'm just pressing search. You'll see that the professional domains, all of these are going to be paid. What you need to do is you need to go down to the subdomain and make sure that you're getting the one that is free. You can see here I called it something that is unavailable because somebody else has already used this. So I have to make sure that I choose something that is unique. So maybe I'll put project name here, 123. Let's see if somebody's used that. That one I can use. So you want to make sure that you're going down here to the subdomain. And so it's going to be like whatever you call it, .weebly.com. And so that's the key, is that you want to go down to the subdomain option and choose this. Okay. And once you've successfully set that up, then you will press the done button. If you just are not sure what you want to call your project yet, you can X off of this. If you see this screen here, just keep telling it, I'll do it later, okay? If you had X'd off on that before, the way you're going to name your site when you're all done is press this publish button. And when you click that publish button, if you hadn't named it before, it would give you those same options that you just saw me do. Make sure that you just name it that subdomain. And that's what's going to be key when you're done, is to publish it, because the changes, while they auto save, so while you're working, everything auto saves. You don't have to worry about losing your work. But what you turn in to your teacher, they're not going to be able to see the changes unless you publish the changes. So when you make changes, you need to publish those changes for them to actually be represented on the website itself. The reason for that is, like, say you're an actual website builder, you might be working on your website and you don't want people to see what you're working on while you're working on it. So until you press the publish button, the world doesn't see it yet. You can kind of work on it behind the scenes while you leave your website up there for the rest of the world to see the old version of. Anyway, all right, let's get into how we actually customize this website now. Now that I'm in, you'll see it gives me some guided help. I don't want that right now, so I'm going to click off. If you ever want to get it back again, just click on that little light bulb and you can get some help. Let's get into creating this thing. So I'm going to start by changing the title. So instead of Bayside Inn, I'm going to name it My Tutorial. And my first page here is my home page. So you are allowed to have multiple pages, as you can see up top here, to your website. And to change those, you just click on the Pages tab, and that is where you can change. They correspond the same names there and there. The services page, say I want to retitle it, I would just retitle it here, rename it, and then go back, and you can see that it has indeed been renamed there. I can also add another page. So I'm going to add another standard page, and I'll just do another page. I can then choose if I want a header or no header to my page. I want it to look pretty, so I'm going to choose a header right now and then press done when I'm done. And you can see that another page got added on. I can reorder my pages by just dragging them and dropping them in the order I want. Now, one thing about the pages, depending on what theme you've chosen, you might not see all of your pages along the top, and it might be kind of collapsed in a bar like this. And if you want them to not be collapsed in a bar like this, and for each of those headers to be represented at the top, what you're going to do is go over to theme, and then you're going to go into theme options, and instead of collapse navigation being on, make sure it's toggled off, and then you'll see all your menu items there, and those are all the pages that you had set up. So again, in order to do that, you go into theme and go into theme options and make sure collapse navigation is toggled off. And again, that may or may not be a problem depending on what theme you chose. Let's go back to building the website. So I click back on the build tab, and if I highlight any text, I can change the color of it. I can do things like bold, italic, underline. I can make the font bigger. I can also make the font smaller. You can also change the link. So if I want that to be a hyperlink, so I want this text to actually go to a website, I would just click on that little link thing and say, when you click that, I want it to go to experience.com. And if I hover back over it, you'll see that now it takes me to the link. Of course, that's not a real website, so it doesn't take me anywhere. But that's how you would add a hyperlink. Now I'm going to pull in some more text. So if I go over here and I just drag and drop inside a text box, then I can just go ahead and click, here's how I enter text, and I can choose the alignment left and right or in the middle, and those are my undo and my redo buttons right there. The next thing, if I have a button, so this layout had a button right there, so if I click on it, I can just click on button text, and that's how I can change what the text says. So let me go ahead and change it to learn more. I don't know. And then I can actually have that go out to a link. So if I click on website URL, I could put in like www.google.com. Don't do that, but just as an example. And then if you click anywhere off, that would work. Now, you're not going to get it to work. You're not going to be able to preview it until you actually publish. Okay. Next up, in this layout, I have a lot of good text and pictures, and I can just edit that as I go. So if you pick a good layout, it makes it easier. I want to show you what this section thing does. So if I drag that section thing in, one of the nice things that you might use is the gallery section layout. So if I choose that, and then I choose one of them, let's use all these pictures, then that just makes like a really pretty gallery for me. And if I click on any of the images, I can just upload a file from my computer to change what those images look like. So again, that was just the section that I used, and I chose gallery. You can also just do a slideshow, so I can pull in the slideshow, and that would let you choose from a simple slideshow or like the thumbnails on the bottom. Yeah, you can just play around and see what design you like best. So I'm going to just choose the thumbnails, continue, and then you would have to upload photos. So it didn't come up because I didn't upload any photos, but that's a gallery that you're probably going to want to use. If it has that little symbol, you can't actually use those as our premium features, but YouTube is something you're probably going to want to do. So let me show you how that works. So you drag in the YouTube thing, and then open up the YouTube video that you want. Of course, I'm going to choose one of my fabulous YouTube videos here. So let me just grab one of those. I just will grab the link and then go back to Weebly. And if you just click on that box where you inserted and you just paste in the video, that's it. And then click anywhere outside of the video, and that's how you insert the video. So let me just show you how to do that once more, because again, this is something you all are going to probably use is insert a video. So let me do it once more. So I go ahead and I drag in that YouTube button option, and then I just click on the video, I paste at the top there, and then I click off, and that will insert it just like that. You might also want to add a file. If you're writing a paper, you need to add a file to your website. You just drag in that file thing, and then you click to upload the file, you press upload file, and then you can drag and drop something. I should also mention, if you want to delete, you just click that delete button. So click on the X and delete. Some of the main things you're going to be using are that title, the text, probably some images or some slideshows. You can also use the section and use that gallery like I showed you. That looks really nice. The YouTube video, maybe the file button also. And those are the main things you're going to use in the builder. And then you'll also be going to change your pages up at the top. You'll click on the pages tab and you can change the names there. So you would click to rename anything, to reorder, and so forth. That all is done in the pages tab. If you want to change, the layout to have that header image or not have the header image, you would just have to click and change it from no header to a header. And then if that image is obviously not the one you want to use, then you would just click on the image and to edit background. And so once you click on the image there, you can press the replace button. And there you can just drag in an image from your desktop, or you can even choose one from their images that they already have if there's something appropriate. So that's how you do that. Then you would just press save when you're done choosing a good picture. I didn't change mine. We can also change the theme. Remember I told you could go back and change the theme later. If you chose one at the beginning you didn't love, just press that change theme button there. And that brings you back to the beginning to choose a theme. If you want to simply change the colors, you can also do that there. I'm going to stick with the original color. We are not setting up a storefront or app, so don't do any of those. I just want to show you the settings at the end here. Probably won't really deal with any of these general settings, so don't worry too much about that. The only thing you might use is change your site address. If you set it up for something you didn't like, you could change that. The one thing that I want to show you is this editors thing. You can add editors, and that would enable you to collaborate with a classmate if two of you were building the site together. So that's how you do the editors thing. And then when you're done, you're just going to press that publish button, but you want to use a subdomain of Weebly when you're ready and press continue. Your teacher won't be able to access your site unless you actually do that. So make sure you're publishing. And I would just recommend that you publish occasionally to see what it actually looks like instead of in this builder mode. So every time you press publish, it'll update your website. I would recommend just doing that occasionally, and definitely before you turn it into your teacher. Now, if you sign out of your Weebly site, the next time you want to get back in, you are going to obviously press the login button. And you do need to log in with an email and password combination. So I know we usually log in with Google, but that's not going to work for this project. So just go ahead and type in your email and your password. Once you're in, just go to edit site. And then we're back into our project. Okay, and that's it. Hope this helped.